If anyone accuses another person of murder but cannot prove it, then the accuser shall be put to death. Argument against.
Okay, well, if, like, a person just accuses another person of murder and they don't have, like, any evidence, I don't say that they should, like, be murdered by the law, because that's just wrong. It's just wrong. But the reason why is, like, well, the reason why is technically because, like, I mean, like, if you saw it, I mean, yeah, it's scary and you're, like, shaking half to death seeing someone die, but I don't mean they shouldn't deserve the punishment themselves of death just because they didn't get any evidence.
Counter.
Your Honor, the opposition is clearly suggesting that the murderer is indeed a murderer when that might not be the case. What if the person who finds the supposed murderer actually has a reason, an ulterior motive for calling that person a murderer? What if they want their lands, their animals, their farmlands, their wife?
Beep. Your turn.
Okay, well, I mean, first of all, why would they want their wife? They shouldn't be, the wife nor them should be cheating. Second of all, they could just buy the animals. Why would they need to get new ones? And their land? Get money and expand!
You see,
Counter.
the problem with your argument is that some people don't have a lot of money. What if this is their only way to get more cattle by flaming others? Clearly, and your reasoning might be, oh, come on, I highly doubt that anyone would blame someone for murder and a death penalty simply to get their belongings. Well, you are forgetting that the human mind is always filled with greed. They always want more. That is always what humanity wants. So, what you're saying is true, then there are multiple examples of people doing whatever they can to try to get more.
Your turn.
Okay. If the human mind always wants more, how about you just trade? Like, say, hey, I got this, I can trade you with that. They don't need to frame them. Say, hey, I'll trade you this. Like, I'm going to say, hey, I'll trade you this super rare flower for that can heal your daughter's sickness. And then you give me what you're seeing.
Counter.
I needed to finish what I was saying.
Your Honor, the opposition has clearly lost their minds by going off topic.
Back.
Okay. First of all, how have I lost my mind? It's perfectly intact.
Topic.
Second of all,
Non sequitur.
wait, what?
Keep going. Stay on topic. Avoid the Rapunzel complex. Continue.
Okay. Okay,
Hesitation.
okay,
Okay, let me repeat. If anyone accuses another person of murder but cannot prove it, the accuser shall be put to death. Your argument so far is they should not be put to death. What would you prefer happen instead?
If they, instead of being put to death, I'd rather be like, alrighty, run back over there, even if it risks you dying, and try to get something related to the murder, like something with, like, maybe, I don't know, blood splatter, or, like, maybe try to chop off, like, the body's arm, if the body's still there. Or just go for the body somewhere. Or, like, follow the blood trail where the body dragged it into a lake.
Time out. hours.
Your Honor, what if there is no evidence? And second of all, well, you simply do not understand. If the person is innocent and they were to get the trial corrected with no evidence, they are basically a murderer themselves. Which means that in order... Listen.
No.
What I am trying to say is, by wishing someone else's death, if they were innocent, even with no proof, if they were innocent, but even with no proof, they were still charged for murder, that makes the person who saw the murderer the actual murderer. And how do you feel about that? Besides, it's not every day that you see a murder happen.
You asked her a question. Let her answer. How would you feel if somebody said, oh, look, you brought me evidence. You cut someone's arm off. Wait, that makes you the murderer. So, counter.
I mean, what if the body's still there? Then you can get the... Wait, but then you couldn't
Continue.
But then you couldn't cut the arm off. Why would you cut the arm off? Okay, I understand that. But...
Knives exist.
Yes. But the thing, okay.
On topic.
Okay.
What is an alternative?
What if there is no
What
evidence?
is an alternative to putting them to death? What alternative would you suggest?
Instead of putting them to death, I would rather have it where they have like a minor punishment that doesn't like affect their body in any way, like cutting their hand off, like cutting their tongue off or something, which is also in some of the other rules, or like shooting their eye. Like some of those rules are probably also inside of the Hammurabi Code, or whatever I just said, because I can't pronounce
In this particular law, what alternative punishment would you give to somebody who
Instead,
accuses somebody without evidence? It doesn't say falsely or honestly accuses. It just says if accused with no evidence and they cannot prove
like
it.
just like take away a sheep, a goat, a cow, a bull if they have one. Like one of their children can be gone for a week, like maybe one they really love.
Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Give me your counter.
Your Honor. How would that be fair? Because by wanting the supposed murderer to die, isn't that basically wishing death upon others? Is that what we really want in our society? Wishing death upon others. Without getting anything done
that
to
sounds
them.
like a dystopia.
So the question I have.
Precisely.
If the person who has accused somebody without evidence, falsely or honestly, accused somebody without evidence, has to, say, pay a fine of, let's just say, 3 goats. If you don't have 3 goats, you find something else and they fine with some other method. So who would get those goats? The person who they accused? The government? The poor people down the street? Who would these goats go to?
I would say that you'd split it, give 1 to the government, give 1 to the person you accused, give 1 to the people down the street who are poor.
Now, if the person who you accused was actually innocent, that would be fine. If the other person was guilty, then you'd be giving a murderer a goat for free.
Take the goat away.
How do you know? You can't prove that.
Find the blood.
Can you prove it's goat blood or human blood? Yes, counter.
All right, my counter is, first of all, screw the poor people.
Oh.
No! No, the poor people!
Yes, I'm like an actual lawyer.
No.
Okay.
No. Oh, no.
Shakespeare's law? First, let's kill all the lawyers.
No. Yes.
If we can't find out why we're
Closing arguments.
No.
You can't just assume that they have been a murderer, because it's not every day that a murderer murders someone. If there's any trial, it's most likely someone trying to get it for their own gain. What about you?
I would actually like to say that, yes, people murder every single day. It's just, they might not happen where you are. You might not see it, but some people do witness murders. And there's practically millions of murders probably across the planet right now.
Closing argument. What would you rather have happen to somebody who accuses somebody of murder without proof, honestly or not?
Like a single slap to the face, or maybe just hand like $5 to the person if they're innocent. If they're not innocent, punch them in the face and make sure they're unconscious and bring